The SEC has charged Richard Hart and three unincorporated entities, Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, with sales and offerings of unregistered securities. What is the new law or ruling that the IRS has passed for staking rewards, and how will those impact your guys' taxes? And the last thing that we're going to go over, a treasury manager over at Wells Fargo predicts the price of the XRP token. So make sure you guys tune in all the way to the end of this video to find out all the details. Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me, if you guys can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. And if you guys could share my videos and share my channel with anyone, I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can. I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Getting started, today's gonna be Wednesday, August 2nd. The total market cap for all cryptocurrency right now is $1.17 trillion. This is a 1.55% decrease on the day today. Bitcoin is still holding up above $29,000, but just barely, trading at $29,061. Ethereum, $1,833, and XRP right now at 67.06 cents. So XRP is trending down right now, down 5.82% on the 7-day. Getting into our biggest gainers and losers right now. Biggest gainers on the day, Pulse right here is going to be up 33%. XDC is going to be up right now at 29.3%. And then Hex also at 16.5%. And again, this was in the SEC lawsuit. These are the two coins that were affected. It rebounded a little bit because they had a drastic loss. So like if we looked though on the 7-day, they're down 44 to 45% right here, and 40% roughly on Hex. So these are two coins that I'm not going to touch right now, especially with this new lawsuit. Again, no financial advice, but these two coins right here are going to have a lot of price variations throughout this oncoming lawsuit. But XDC is going great right now, currently at 8.32 cents. So, we've had a nice run up with XDC token on the month. It's up 158%. All of these X tokens right now, XDC, XRP, and XLM, all doing very well on the month. Hopefully XRP can figure it out. But we'll see. We got some good news on it right now. Getting into our news, though, right now, former President Donald Trump indicted in January 6th probe. Also, he was indicted on trying to overturn the 2020 election. If you guys look into it a little bit, there's a little bit of details that have been going on. And every single time something happens with a certain family, again, I'm not going to comment too much because I was shadow banned on YouTube not too long ago. But right after, an announcement's made or new findings are found, something happens to the former president. Moving on, though, right here, speaking at the World Economic Forum panel, Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel admits to having prior knowledge in 2019 that there would be a pandemic in 2020. So this reporter asked a question about what was going on with certain vaccines. And then this company right here that they work for has made over 100,000 doses in 2019 for the whole world. And I remember walking after Davos into the office of my head of manufacturing. I said, how will we make 1 billion doses next year? And he looked at me with a bit funny and said, what? I said, yeah, we need to make 1 billion doses next year. There's going to be a pandemic. So prior knowledge in 2019, didn't give an exact date in 2019, but a lot of the stuff didn't start happening and lockdowns and stuff till 2020. So that's really interesting that, he comes out and says this on the world stage. Moving on, though, another bank, I think this is the fifth bank that's been shut down so far in the United States this year. Heartland Tri-State Bank of Elkhart has been shut down by the Kansas Bank Commissioner, making the fifth U.S. bank failure this year. So again, this is another small bank, but these banks just keep on dropping one after another after another. Moving on, though, getting into our Watcher Guru news. The SEC asked Coinbase to halt all cryptocurrency tradings except for Bitcoin prior to suing them. So it just kind of crazy to me that the SEC asked Coinbase to halt every single cryptocurrency trade besides Bitcoin before they got sued. SEC told Coinbase they believe every cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin is a security. So this just kind of blows my mind that this stuff was going on, especially just because a lot of the stuff that's been going on recently with the new records that are being found with the SEC's kind of corruption or collusion. Binance to offer crypto services to institutional investors in Dubai. This is just great news right now. Again, Binance is being possibly investigated here in the United States. They're going on the SEC is going on some little investigations, and they're saying that we might charge them, we might not. We are going to, we'll take a step back. So we'll see what happens. But again, just like Ripple, Binance is growing globally and adopting everything else overseas while the US still struggles to figure out regulatory clarity. China to develop a blockchain infrastructure system in Shanghai by 2025. As soon as China starts getting involved with a lot of this stuff, we're going to see a price increase, in my opinion. Again, no financial advice, but there's a lot of speculation right now on how much money is going to influx into cryptocurrency. Again, right now we're at a $1.17 trillion market cap. But there's people saying that we can go up to a $5 to $10 trillion market cap within a year, as long as global adoption keeps on continuing. And again, we also have the Bitcoin halving cycle happening next year. Former President Trump says he will build the greatest economy in the history of the world if elected in 2024. Right now, we're seeing our economy drop drastically. We had the Vice President Kamala Harris come out recently in an interview. It was like 2 days ago, and she said that Americans are just a $400 unexpected expense away from filing for bankruptcy. But then, we have the current president calling Bidenomics being this great thing and helping the middle class out by a lot. Presidential candidate Ron DeSantis says Biden's war on Bitcoin and crypto will end when I become president. Ron DeSantis wants to get rid of CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. I'm a little bit for that, but I think cryptocurrency is going to be here to stay. Bankrupt FTX confirms plan to relaunch the crypto exchange. If you guys have been following my channel, we've talked briefly on this. Again, do with what you guys will. This could affect the coin's price, the FTX coin price, on the positive in the short term. But there's just a lot of, just kind of just a taint on this exchange right now, and I wouldn't want to get into it. A lot of dirty laundry. Former President Trump says Joe Biden has wrecked our economy. Um, Goldman Sachs analyst found dead in New York City Creek. If you guys want to read more into that, I'm not going to get too into it. Sam Bankman-Fried says being put in jail violates his free speech right. And there's a lot of people that are talking about this, but he's come out and said multiple things. He's trying to figure out how he can get out of prison time. And he also just recently had one of the charges drops for campaign finance. So it's going to be interesting to see. One of the biggest things that happened was yesterday. The U.S. government launches investigation into $9 trillion asset manager BlackRock over Chinese investments. But we all know that this company right here, BlackRock, controls them. Citadel and Vanguard control the majority of our economy in the United States. So basically, the government's in bed with them. So basically, BlackRock's investigating themselves, in my opinion. We'll see what comes of it. But U.S. government is considering fraud charges against Binance. And then right here, BRICS to announce memberships of new nations at summit, citing major shift in global order. Countries that have formally applied, you guys can look at, and they're talking about what new global reserve currency will there be. Will it be a brand new currency, or will it be one that's already in these countries? And then also, will it be backed by gold or oil? I'm just going to try to get rid of that. It was annoying me, the messages. On this day 8 years ago, so this was on July 30th, Joseph Lubin and Vitalik Buterin issued an illegal security and helped disguise whale purchases. Nobody to this day has done anything to show who those disguised whales are, even though they could find it out easily. So, 8th anniversary of Ethereum Genesis block, so the Ethereum token creation. There's a lot of people that love Ethereum. In my opinion, gas fees are way too high. And even Vitalik Buterin says that he doesn't stake the majority of his Ethereum because it's just too risky. It's not very safe. So in my opinion, I'm not a huge Ethereum fan. I've never owned Ethereum. Don't ever plan on owning any Ethereum. But a lot of people do. It's the second highest cryptocurrency by market cap right now. Moving on, U.S. DOJ moves to revoke bail for Sam Bankman-Fried, accused of tampering with witnesses and New York Times diary leak. So there's a bunch of new information that's coming out about this. And again, he's doing everything he can to not face jail time. Mark Cuban gets involved because Gary Gensler appeared in one of the news organizations and was asked several questions. Mark Cuban states he also is in the habit of exclusively calling token holders investors. He knows that it is incorrect, but it serves his purpose. So he talks a lot about the ruling for Judge Torres' decision on deeming XRP tokens on the secondary markets not considered securities. He says they disagree and they're basically going to try to look at it and maybe possibly appeal. But he comes out, Mark Cuban, and calls him out for this. And it says, which leads to the question, which tokens are still actively enhancingly supporting and promoting? In other words, which are acting as a common enterprise? Given the decline in investment into crypto, the data might tell a different story over the past year, that efforts on the common enterprise and associated persons have declined or even ended for many tokens, shouldn't it? Making them certain to fail Howey. So they would no longer fall under any of the four prongs of the Howey test. He says, I don't have any data on this. Is there any way to know? And there's easily probably ways to figure this out. There's a lot that you can do on the blockchain. We talked about this right here. Today, we charged Richard Hart and three unincorporated entities that he controls, Hex, Pulse Chain, and PulseX, with conducting unregistered offerings of crypto asset securities that raise more than $1 billion in assets from investors. So this is the reason why, again, that Pulse price and Hex price right here on the week are down 45% and 40% respectively. Um, for the IRS, so the IRS passed a new ruling. They confirmed it that rewards earned from staking cryptocurrency must be included in tax payers' gross income once received. The United States International Revenue Service has confirmed in a new ruling. So basically, if you guys are staking any cryptocurrency, whether it's on Coinbase, Binance, Uphold, any one of those, or other cryptocurrency exchanges, there's several others that offer staking services. But as soon as that token of the rewards are put into your account, whether you cash those tokens out or not, you're taxed on how much money you receive. So if you receive $10 a week in rewards, you're going to have to pay probably a 25% income tax on those, depending on where you fall in the tax bracket. Um, in my opinion, I disagree with this ruling because you're not actually seeing profit because you're not technically pulling out that money yet. But we'll see what happens. But that's the formal ruling right now. Make sure you guys pay your taxes. You guys don't want to pay the IRS a huge fine and face possible jail time. But some good news, Uber CEO says users will soon be able to pay using cryptocurrency. Again, we're going to see what happens with this, but there was a talk about you can put Uber and Lyft and stuff like that on Algorand's network, and then obviously adding payments and stuff like that. Cryptocurrency adoption for finance is going to be super cheap, fast, and a lot more secure than the current financial markets are right now. Especially with Uber coming out and saying, "Yep, we definitely see a benefit. Not right now, but definitely in the future." And another turn of events for Quant just keeps on showing how good the Quant network is for connecting different blockchains. We have secured a new patent, part of our ongoing mission to make distributed ledger technology simple, trusted, and future proof. So they granted a patent for chronologically ordering blockchain transactions. So again, bullish on Quant, no financial advice. Ducati partners with XRP Ledger for its first NFT collection, though I disagree with NFTs right now, and I have been for quite some time. There are people that have made a lot of money, but there's also people that have lost a lot of money. So just be cautious if you ever get into the NFTs. HBAR, we're excited to announce that HMG Newsroom, the largest car manufacturer in South Korea, and Kia have introduced an AI-enabled supply chain carbon emissions tracking solution on a highly scalable Hedera network. So you guys got Hyundai and Kia right now on Hedera's network. Again, HBAR is doing super well. If we look at the charts, HBAR right now currently trading at basically 5.4 cents. So it's doing very well right now, in my opinion. Digital Assets Daily comes out and says XRP is not a security and money goes where it easily as flows. And this is a direct quote from Congressman Tom Emmer. And he comes out and says this in a little Skype or WebEx meeting. And in my opinion, we're starting to see a lot of politicians get into the cryptocurrency space, figuring out what digital assets are and how they can actually revolutionize the financial industry. Uphold, if you guys don't know, on August 1st, yesterday, they're coming out with this new badge program. So, depending on how many XRP tokens you guys have, when it launched yesterday, or also if you guys buy more, you can start upgrading into this new tier system. I haven't really looked into a whole lot other than I did get one of these badges on it. But I hold all my cryptocurrency on a cold storage wallet, not on exchanges. I had a couple XRP tokens, so all you needed was one to gain a badge. But it's just nice because Uphold was there for the XRP community. So Fred just confirmed ETH Gate has no clarity. So breaking, the court in our ETH DEX case granted the SEC's motion to dismiss, but at the same time confirmed that there's no protection for ETH as a non-security. At this point in time, the US only Bitcoin and XRP are large cap tokens to have legal clarity, because the SEC right now keeps on saying that Bitcoin only is the only one that has um, clarity in the United States, but with the Ripple versus the SEC ruling by Judge Torres, especially for XRP tokens on the secondary market, those are deemed non-securities. Brad Garlinghouse comes out and says, for their quarterly 2 report for Ripple, we began these reports to voluntarily provide updates given our XRP holdings. Sadly, they were used against us in the SEC lawsuit. However, we remain steadfast in our commitment to transparency, but I suspect that we're going to look a bit different moving forward. So they try to be as transparent as possible. Obviously, Ripple holds a lot of XRP tokens in escrow, and they sell those to basically fund their business practices right now, and just with their ongoing daily lives. But right now, with the going on with this, the SEC used their quarterly reports against them in the court case. Ripple still wants to come out with these. They want to be as transparent as possible, especially if you guys buy XRP tokens. They try to show you where the money's been going, how it's flowing through, and how much money they still hold, or tokens, not really money, but how many tokens they still hold in escrow, and when they do their timely releases, how many tokens they sell, how many tokens they put back in escrow, and then how many tokens they actually buy back, because XRP does buy back a lot, or Ripple does buy a lot of XRP tokens back. Moving on, though, this was really interesting. For Wells Fargo, if you guys just type in Wells Fargo XRP, there's a lot of people that are talking or writing news articles about that. But right now, there's a treasury manager over at Wells Fargo. So it says Wells Fargo specialist Shannon Thorpe predicts Ripple XRP token. She has a little explanation right here where she gives her thoughts. She talks about small sample sizes of what tokens can be. She gives a little mathematical equation and basically says, given how many banks there are, how many XRP tokens are out on the market, and then use case with Swift and all other banks right now, especially for international settlements. Talks about how many transactions Swift does on a daily basis. It says now, this is where I'm just going to read the part where she talks about her predictions. It says now, the part that you've all been waiting for. My price prediction is anywhere from $100 to $500 near short term, which is going to be 4 to 7 months. Why? It all boils down to LS in XR. If XRP is $100 at a supply of, say, let's say 50 billion, that makes the LS of $5 trillion, and at $500, this gives us an LS of 25 trillion. This gives the market room to breathe, allows for growth, and ensures no one company needs to own billions of XRP to perform the day-to-day operations. Now, how will this and when will this happen? How and when for me are tied together. It always has been with what the creators have started, a flip of the switch. I say this as I believe there will slash has been an evaluation for XRP like gold. This is how they will price you out. This is what I believe Rosie Rios meant when she stated that the train has left the station. And this is how the government controls the world of finance. Hope this ages well. And then a crying face. So again, do this what you guys will. In my opinion, I do not see the XRP token being $100 to $500 in the next 4 7 months, even the next year. I don't think it's going to break triple digits. By 2025, I can see it maybe possibly breaking double digits. Again, no financial advice, but to break triple digits in 7 months, in my opinion, is not going to happen. Though I would love if it did. Put down in the comments what you guys think, though. Do you guys think that she is right? Mason, Crypto Mason right here says Ripple mentioned among the world's top 200 fintech companies. This list was made by CNBC, and Ripple is listed in the digital payments category. Awesome as hell. And if you guys look right here, Ripple, San Francisco is the city, and in the United States. So this is just bullish news again. Again, everyone's talking about Ripple right now, especially with them winning that slight win with the Judge Torres in the SEC case. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on right now with a ruling with Do Kwon and Terra Labs. because they're getting sued right now by the SEC. But it says a federal judge in New York split with another judge. So the New York judge split with Judge Torres, who earlier this month ruled that the Ripple Labs token was not a security when sold to the public on the secondary markets. Stuart Alderati, who's the chief legal officer over at Ripple, has a little bit of correction right here. It says, let me be clear about some confusion going around. The ruling in the Terra case changes nothing about Ripple's ruling that XRP is not a security. One, the Terra case is just starting, and that the judge has accepted everything that the SEC alleges as true for now. They have to, okay? They have to accept all the charges as truth. Our ruling came after a full factual record developed over 2+ years and was presented to the court. Two, I'll let the others dive into the Terra judge's comment, including his apparent misreading of the Ripple judge's reasoning. Example, missing the point that the secondary market traders can't invest money in anyone or anything if they don't know who they are buying from. He also comes out and does a little bit of a closer read the following day and says, on a closer read, one, the Terra judge actually agrees with the orange groves alone are not securities without promises to cultivate the groves and share of profits. There needs to be an agreement between contracting parties for there to be an investment contract. Three, the tokens alone then says that are not intermingled with other rights and promises are not themselves securities. The comment about Ripple's ruling is unnecessary, confusing, and non-binding. So again, this is the lack of clarity. And then again, judges right now are trying to figure this out. In my opinion, this judge did a terrible job in bringing in the Ripple ruling for it. Now, Stuart Alderati kind of trolls Gary Gensler over at the SEC. If you guys have watched any of Gary Gensler's videos, he talks about stake and not the actual steak that you eat, but staking cryptocurrency, and does a little bit. But he changes it and says, instead of says office hours with Stuart Alderati, it says after hours with Stuart Alderati. It's a fun little video you guys can watch if you guys choose. But in the last turn of events, BITSTAMP has some news tomorrow about XRP. So be on the lookout about that. They got the XRP token with a rocket, taking XRP to the next level coming soon. And they wrote tomorrow on it. So we'll see what happens with this. Again, thank you guys for tuning into on my channel. Thank you guys for watching the rest of this video. Put down in the comments if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about. And if you guys can invest with the big dog, stay on the porch. Thank you guys and have a good one.